Hey baddies, Paula Christine here, and today's video is about 3 things you should know before you start journaling in 2020. I actually came up with this topic last night because I realized that my video for how to manifest anything you want in 2020 was doing really well, especially for a fairly new channel. We're almost at, I believe we're at 600 views on that video. So kudos to us, you guys. We're getting it there. We're almost at 100 subscribers. So kudos to us again. This video, I just wanted to piggyback off of that topic, and I feel like a lot of people have been coming to me talking about journaling and how I help them get back into journaling. So I feel like that was kind of my calling, since I've been journaling since I was 14 years old, and I've been scripting for a little while now and manifesting. So I wanted to give you guys 3 tips. So let's just jump right into it. The first tip that I have for you guys before you start journaling in 2020 is to understand you do not need to know what you're going to be writing about. It is absolutely okay to not know what you're going to write about before you start writing. I feel like a lot of people stray away from writing because they overthink it. They think, I need to know what I'm going to write about. A lot of people only write when they're angry. A lot of people only write when there's certain events that happen in their life. One of my goals this year for 2020 is to write consistently in my journal every day. And there are days where I do not know what to write. But I really wanted to talk about this because I'm reading a book. I have 12 books that I have to read this year, and the first book for January is called Write It Down, Make It Happen. And there's a story in here where a lady uses something called writing to resolution. All right, writing to resolution. What this lady did in this story was that she went running. She went running with her brother. I believe it was her brother. Not 100% sure, but she went running with her brother. And as she was running, mind you, her brother, he was in shape. He's constantly working out, almost like a personal trainer type of guy. And she hadn't worked out in a very long time. So they were going to work out together. So as she started to run with her brother, he picked a point for her to use as a finish line. He said, hey, you see that car? That car right there? That is your car. You own it. It's yours. Let's get to it. Let's make it to your car. So as they started running, they got closer to the car. Once they got closer to the car, her brother would change the finish line. He would say, you see that tree? That tree over there, that's your tree. Own that tree. Let's get to your tree. And they continued to run. And as they ran, of course, same thing would happen. They would get closer to an object and he would change the finish line. She decided to use this technique in her writing. At the end of her running with her brother, she mentioned that this had been the furthest that she had ever ran in her life. And she felt really good about it. So when she used it for her writing, what she decided to do was to pick a point on her page and use that as her finish line. Even if she didn't know what she was going to write about for that day, she would pick a point on the page and write it as her finish line. And as she got closer to her finish line, she would challenge herself to make a new finish line. I actually tried this technique the other day when I was writing. I had nothing to write about, and I just said, I need to write. And I started using the technique, and I kid you not, I went from not knowing what I was going to write about to writing 12 pages in my journal that day. And what was crazy about this situation was when you're writing and you're actually like just releasing and you actually don't know what you're going to be writing about, it's crazy that I was able to release things that had been in the back of my mind like this whole time that I didn't even know was on my mind until I started writing. I just started writing and I had to fill up 6 pages, and then I filled up 12 pages, and it was just like, wow. So when you're writing, you don't have to know what you're going to write about. Try the writing to resolution technique and see how far you go and see how much you release when you're writing, because writing is a healthy release. So please let me know if you tried this technique. I would be ecstatic to know. Just drop it in the comments if you try this, because it is working for me and I hope it works for you. So the second tip that I have for before you start writing or journaling in 2020 is to write a date. This is really for people who are using writing and scripting as a form of manifestation, all right? So if you're gonna be journaling for a form of manifestation, it's really important to write a date. When you write a date, it really plays into the whole theory of quantum leaping and time traveling. I am really big on parallel universes. I believe in parallel universes. I believe that we're just in one time and there's multiple times around us. A part of the reasons why I believe in that is goes into deja vu. This is another topic, but every time I have deja vu, I always feel like this has happened before, and I think that's because of maybe overlapping in different times. So this plays into the whole quantum leaping with the dates, okay? So the idea is to think about a goal that you want to achieve, and then you want to think about how long it's going to take you to achieve that goal, okay? So think about a realistic date to how long you think it's going to take you to achieve that goal, and then you write that goal on your paper before you start writing. Now, when you do start writing, the trick and the technique is to write as if you're reflecting back. Make it a story. So I know a lady who was writing, and her technique was she wanted to manifest a new home, and she had an idea of how her home would be and an idea of how long it would take for her to get her home. And as she used this technique, when she was writing, she would reflect back to the times when she was where she used to live. I remember when I used to live in the present time that you're in now. I remember when I used to live in this space and I didn't have this and that, and now I'm happy to say that I live in this new space, and she's time traveling to that new space in her mind, and she's manifesting as if she already has it. So that is another scripting technique. So if you're going to be manifesting, it's very important. I highly recommend using that technique to write a future date out on your paper, okay? So this next one is actually kind of interesting, and I just really wanted to talk about it because this is something that I'm going to be doing now when I'm writing, and it's to choose the color of your pen wisely. And I thought that was crazy when I heard this, but it is known that different colors affect your manifestation, and that colors vibrate at different rates and carry different emotional associations and frequencies. Now, they say that you should use blue ink when writing because blue is the universal color of attraction. And I thought that was crazy when I heard that, and I knew it had some truth to it because I had been helping out on branding with startup businesses, and I remember hearing something that suggested that when you use the color blue, you're more likely to get more sales, and people are just more attracted to the color blue. And when I read that about choosing your pen wisely, I was like, that is absolutely insane. There are actually people who actually live by this and say that they have written out manifestations in blue ink, and all of their blue ink manifestations have came to light and came to pass. And I just thought that was crazy. I know people who also have used different colors to manifest. This one lady mentioned that she used gold and green to manifest prosperity and money. And I just thought that was crazy, that the colors can actually hold associations to what you can manifest. So this year, you guys, I'm going to be writing in a lot of blue ink. And I think you guys should be too. But let me know if you want to know more about, the different colors and manifesting and things like that, because I too am extremely interested in it. And if you guys are really interested in knowing that, I will look it up more and research it more for you guys. But I just thought that was super. Choosing your ink color, that's crazy. So those are the 3 tips that I have for you before you start journaling in 2020. Drop in the comments below if you have any tips that you would like to suggest and that you think people should know as well. We're open on this channel. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. As you know, in my last video, I am trying to hit 10K on this platform in my first year, because I'm going to be dropping fire content, and you guys will just be helping the cause, helping me reach my manifestation goals this year by clicking that subscribe button. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, my name is Paula Christine, and I will see you guys later. Bye.